Tonight's big story. Air New Zealand has unveiled a plan to raise $2.2 billion to navigate the airline's bumpy ride to a post-COVID recovery. The manoeuvre saw a halt in share trading this afternoon and hundreds of millions more taxpayer dollars earmarked for the airline. The cost of COVID-19 to the aviation industry can't be overstated.
You know, it's been near on 800 days since COVID began impacting Air New Zealand.
As travel dried up, so too did the cash. That saw the share price plunge and left the airline running on empty.
Our airline was hit hard. International routes were closed, planes were parked, and the number of Air New Zealand employees was reduced by nearly a third. Almost overnight, our passenger numbers halved and demand dropped 95%.
The government had already fronted up with the $1.5 billion loan, but the airline cut around 4,000 jobs and sent at least 10 of its long-haul aircraft to early retirement at scrapyards in the desert. The turbulence seems to be abating.
We're confident that when demand does return, Air New Zealand has the right aircraft, the right network, the right people and the right strategy to succeed.
Today's plan is complex. The government is going to buy some new, cheaper shares to maintain its majority stake. But some of the cash will go straight back to the government to repay existing loans. The cashed-up carrier will also refocus its international operations as it transitions into what it's calling a more nimble airline. OK, for more on this, aviation expert Jeffrey Thomas joins me now live from Perth. Jeffrey, how big a deal is this? I mean, I'm guessing Air New Zealand's not alone. Are we seeing these sort of deals being done around the world?
Oh, look, indeed. Look, it is a big deal for Air New Zealand, but it's one of literally hundreds of deals being done around the world to rescue airlines. For instance, the German government has taken a major stake in Lufthansa with putting in about $17 billion to support that airline. But these deals, as I said, being done around the world, and this is the sort of thing that I expected would happen with Air New Zealand.
Air New Zealand, for its part, talking about becoming more nimble. Is that the right approach, do you think?
Oh, look, absolutely. Airlines have got to focus on the routes that make money. They've already announced they're flying to New York, and I expect more announcements on routes where they know they're going to make money, and discarding routes where it was always marginal, like the London route. That was always a very, very challenging route for the airline. And they've got the right aircraft. The 787-9s and the 787-10s are a perfect platform for international flying. And they're going to do some very, very smart reconfiguration as well.
Sounding good there. Are we ever going to see a return, though, to the good old days of flying all over the place?
Look, I think Air New Zealand will fly to all the places that it should fly to, particularly in the United States and through Asia and Australia. That's where most of its market is. I don't see it going back to Europe anytime soon, but you never know. Things may change. But the United States, Asia and Australia are going to be the major focus, and of course also South America.
OK, just quickly, they're talking about being back to profitability or returning a dividend from 2026. Is that realistic, do you think?
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, Air New Zealand is arguably one of the best run airlines in the world. Tremendous board, great top management, and of course the staff are fabulous. And they continually win award after award around the globe. So, and they've got an investment grade rating. So, you know, they are a great operation, and every New Zealander should be very, very proud of the contribution they make to the economy. You can't understate the value of Air New Zealand to New Zealand.
OK. Jeffrey Thomas, thanks so much for your time tonight.